the youth culture I have always been immersed in. Sometimes I feel like it's the best and it's the worst thing. I've been out of this world, you're not rapping with the earthling. So bring your best verse, but you do not want to verse him. Came up in the city where you had to hustle.
Sometimes I feel like a mad scientist, and every project I work on is my Frankenstein, you know? You put together different nuts and bolts and body parts and things that don't always fit, but then you make them fit and somehow they come to life, somehow, you know? And obviously with the shoe, I was very careful with it because if I don't ever get another chance to do it, I want to do it right the first time. And even like as the picture gets taken, like side view, like side profile of the foot, hold up one of the little drawings there. Like that, you gotta look like that. Whoever's drawing this shit here, that has to look cool from the side angle as well. Don't just want it to look cool on the foot. It has to look attractive when people photograph it too. So, like with the colors, I do want to do a lot of like, not too much bright, but as I spoke of yesterday also, we don't have many pictures of the landscape of Cape Town itself, but I mean, I told you the mountain, the ocean. That's basically like our backdrop.
That's actually a gradient right there. Look at that.
The fade.
Yeah.
We love the fade. We spoke about it yesterday.
The
Like
sunset.
Sunset.
Yeah.
Well, sunset also too has I feel like has a gradient because as it sets,
Horizon,
the colors. The colors are changing.
change.
Yep.
And that's another thing I want to add in the grays. I love the gray tones because the gray brings me to the pavement. These textures here, so thank you. These right here are very important for somewhere lower on the shoe, I would say, just to bring it back to the street.
Yeah.
When you start applying the texture of the suede or the grain of the leather or the color of the material, like you start to take that model into a different shape and it's got a different narrative now. And oftentimes, you know, through blogs, through social media, now consumers are really getting that peek behind that curtain. And I think that's what has driven sneaker culture to the height that it's achieved over the last couple of years. And while it will continue to remain relevant, the way music remains relevant. Shoes are a part of us, the way music is a part of us. And those little elements really add up to a pretty big sum total.
I appreciate you, gentlemen, for taking the time out also to, you know, dig in and understand something that's maybe not familiar, but also very familiar. You know, also makes a lot of sense to you, even though I'm from halfway across the world. I know you get it. I know you get it. So, with that being said, court is adjourned.
We need a name.
We need a name.
We need a name.
I'll just call it the area code where I'm from, the 021.
Okay. Love it.
Love it. Love that.
That sounds
Alright.
nice one.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, there's so many collaborations out there in the marketplace right now. I think the ones that really stand out sometimes are the ones that are the most simplistic on the surface, but when you get the background, you realize the emotional depth there, and it really makes you love that product even more. And then you start to wear it, and you put your own spin on that because you wore it to your favorite concert or your favorite sporting event or whatever. And now all of a sudden, that product is an emotional piece of yourself. It's part of the fabric of your own story, not just the collaborator or the brands.
Props to Reddy D and Prophets of the City and Brasse van die Kaap and Black Noise and Goddessa for paving the way musically. But this that we have done, this that we have achieved, this is a milestone in our history. Not just music, but as a people. By me putting these things on the sneaker, I'm also trying to include everyone. As I said to you earlier, how do you cram 30 years into one item? It's difficult, you know? But for me, the past exists here as well. The present exists here as well. And soon you guys will get to wear it in the future as well.
Reebok South Africa is probably one of our best partners to work with. They just bring a ton of fun projects with us. They sign a lot of assets, and we do a lot of collaborative footwear with them. You know, just those projects take us out of our day-to-day routine, and they break up the week, just something different. They get it. Their marketing's there, and you know, they're bringing the brand heat.
Now, this is a moment when you speak about how does it feel, surreal, dreams coming true, blah, blah, blah. The whole thing they tell you when you're young, you can be what you want to be and reach for the stars. It sounds like a whole crock of shit, really. But it's the truth. It is the truth, bro. I am proof of that truth. You can really do it. Not everyone figures out their purpose early in life. Some people have to go a long time before they realize what they want to do, right? Take your time. Take your time, don't rush, you know? I wished I got here sooner, but now that I'm here, I'm glad it took this long. You know, I understand a lot more. I'm a little bit more mature also in certain ways, like, you know, the way I handle situations, the way I handle life, you know, when things get thrown at me. So I'm very grateful that it took as long as it did, because it makes me appreciate it more, you know? So yeah, I would say taking my time with this and not just doing it because it's there, but also doing it for a purpose, doing it with the right intent, also very important, and patience. Yeah, I think just trusting the process, you know, and processes are not easily rushed, you know. That's why it's called the process. So as cliche as that may sound, yeah, trusting the process and trusting that all things happen in its own time. I speak about time a lot, but in life, that is actually my mantra, if you want to say that, my ethos. I believe in time so heavily that I named so many of my projects after it, you know, because it's the only thing we don't have. Right now, while this is being watched, while people are consuming this, there's a little time lapse in the corner, and it's running out. So if anybody watches this, right, I always feel a privilege that someone gave up their time for me. You know, people made time for me, and they always said, if someone loves you, they'll make time for you. You know, so for everybody that helped me, standing behind the camera, standing behind the scenes, you know, I got a lot of love for them because they made time for me. They put whatever they were doing on hold so that I could have my time. You know, so I appreciate that.
It's better than money. It's better than